Yo, what's up? Welcome back to LeadFoot TV. I'm here with Luke, and we're going to be doing some DIY JDM tail lights on his EK Civic. So it doesn't show very well in this light. We'll get some video of it in the dark later on, but so the standard UK lights only light up on this top segment. So you've got a side light and a brake light in there, and this on this side it's actually empty. On the other side there's a fog light in it. But what we're going to be doing is doing it so both the top and the bottom both have side lights in and a brake light. Like I say, it doesn't show up very well in this light, but we'll get a video of it later on, all finished in the dark. So we've done one side, as you can see. We're going to take the other side apart now and show you exactly how we've done it. We've taken the passenger side light out. As you can see, this is the hole for the bottom bulb, so there is no holder there. So what we need to do is cut a square out of that. We'll show you how we're going to do that in a second. But as you notice, so that's your indicator, is it? Yeah, indicator, and that's your reverse light bulb. They only have two wires going to them, a positive and a negative. But this top bulb, which is your brake light and your side light, have three wires going to them. One of them is a negative, one of them is a positive for the smaller filament, and one's a positive for the bigger filament. Because if you look, the bulb's got two filaments in it, as opposed to the one. So what we're wanting to do is basically duplicate this bulb in the bottom as well. So we've got hold of another bulb holder out of another set of lights that has three wires coming out of it, and that's gonna go into this bottom one. So what we're gonna do, as you can see, they're color coded anyway, so we're gonna snip these wires here and join and tee them into these ones, so that this bulb holder basically copies everything this one does. So yeah, we're gonna do that now. We'll just snip these, and then all you really need for this is some Scotch locks, which are basically like little wire connectors that splice into the wires, and means you can tee into the wires without having to disconnect them. People use them for like wiring in tow bars and stuff like that. So we'll show you how we're going to do it all now. So easiest way to do this is probably just going to be to disconnect the harness from the light altogether. We'll start with wiring it all up and then we'll show you how to cut that bulb holder out. So you just want to take the harness out like that, and then you've got the whole thing. And just put the light to one side for now. As you can see, we've got a bit of a collection going. And so what we want to do basically is ignore these two. So obviously the orange one's your indicator, and then the other two filament ones. So this one with two wires going back into it is your reverse light, and we just want to concentrate on this one with the three going into it. So if I give that to you, Luke, you cut that. So Luke's gonna cut the other three filament bulb off. Oh, he's on it. Right. So then we've just got that with the three wires sticking out of it. And as you can see, they're all the same, because we've taken it off another Honda. The wires are the same color. So basically, black one will almost always be your negative, and then you've got a positive for the smaller filament and the bigger filament. And yeah, so we basically just want to connect the black up to the black, the green up to the green, and the red up to the red. It's as simple as that. Right, so what we're doing basically is connecting this up to the wiring harness. As you can see, I've connected the green and the black already, so they're connected together, and then the black's connected together. So what you want to do is basically get one of these Scotch locks, and it so it goes around. Doggo is in the ropes. The red wire basically slides into one side like that. Let's see, there it's in the side that's open, one side, and then the other side is blanked off, and that's basically for the wire that has an end on it, so that'll just slide in like that, and then it's all together there now. So then you just make sure they're both in completely, and then just crimp that, just squash that metal tab in, and it'll look like that. And they should be, just make sure they're tight and they can't pull out, and then just flip that blue tab over, and then they're wired together now. So that is the one we've added to it. That is the original harness, and we've just connected the red to the red, green to the green, black to the black, and then that should all go back in now. So that's ready to go back in. And then we've got our light, not that one, where are we at? This one. So what we need to do now is cut a hole in this bottom one so that we can get that bulb holder in the bottom. You only need to do this on the passenger side. So we've done the driver's side, and there is a fog light in there, so we've taken the fog light out and put it in there. Obviously you've then got no fog light, so it's up to you what you want to do with that. You can wire an external fog light, or you like what we'll probably do is just leave the fog light out and put it back in for MOT, because you can literally just unscrew that bulb holder, take it out and put the fog light back in for your MOT, and you don't have to worry about it. So yeah, we'll cut this out now and show you how to do this. Right, so we're going to do it without power tools, basically because everybody doesn't have access to power tools. So Luke has got the Stanley knife, and so we're gonna it is quite solid plastic, but it will go through with the Stanley knife. So what we want to basically do is cut a square, so right up to the edges on the side, but then leave a little edge on the top and the bottom, and that means that you can twist the bulb in and the actual tabs will lock it in place like it's meant to. So if you're really talented or you have a die grinder, you can cut it to the shape it's meant to be, like that one, but it is difficult, because especially if you're just using a knife. So we're going to show you the way to do it with just a knife, or you can do it this way with a hacksaw blade if you just like drill a hole and then go around it with a hacksaw blade if you've got a hacksaw blade. But yeah, we'll show you exactly how to do it now.
Once you've got your rear side cut, test the bulb in it. This one will probably need trimming down by the looks of that. But now, once you've got it open, it's much easier to trim. So, as you can see, the bulb doesn't fit at the moment. So, you can just nicely carve a bit more out. Does look a bit yobbish, but
It works.
you can't see it once it's in.
Like I say, if you got a Dremel or power tools, you can probably do a much neater job of it, but this is the way we've always done it, because we've never had any, we've always worked on somebody's drive and never had any power or... There you go. So it's actually tight in there now as well. It actually clips. If you leave that flat spot at the bottom, it actually, the clips, when you twist it, the clips go behind it, so it can't come out. It is actually in there secure, and the seal is working properly, so it's not going to rust or get moisture behind it. So yeah, that's it. If we and then if you stick all those back in, like, so this is the way it goes back in as well. That's the fresh one that we've just wired in. That the orange bulb goes into the outer side because that's your indicator, and then you've got the only other single filament bulb goes down here, and that is your reverse light. And then the other 3 filament bulb goes in the top. Not 3 filament, double filament. So yeah, that's it all back together. Now we're just going to chuck it back in the car, and we won't video us putting it back in, but yeah, it just has 4 little 8mm nuts on it behind. You take off this little panel. I'll show you on the car.
You can get it's harder doing it this way, but it is doable.
Yeah, this little panel just pops out, and then you can get to the 8mm nuts behind it. If you're really struggling, you can take the whole panel off, but
yeah, just take this out, and then this can pull.
Yeah.
Back side, take it off.
Yeah. So we'll chuck the light back in now and see how it works. So that's it all together. You can't really see it in this it's a bit too light, but yeah, top and bottom one lighting up, and top and bottom one on that side. As you can see, this is the driver's one, and the fog light bulb is just hanging there. So when you come for MOT, you can pop it back in, or like I say, a lot of people, I know in America, a lot of people wire up the bumper fogs because they like the look of it, because a lot of the JDM and English cars came with them earlier on. So a lot of people put like the fog lights in the actual bumper. You can do that if you want to, or you can just have like what we do with the imports and just have like a fog light hanging off the bottom. It's totally up to you. Personally, we're just going to leave it off and then just plug it in for MOT, because we don't really use it anyway. So, but yeah, that's how to do the JDM tail light install. We'll throw up a little clip of them in the night time so that you can see them a bit better, and yeah, we'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.